Good afternoon and welcome to the latest installment of the 523 Happy Hour at the table with your host, Kelly, me, the Roaring Girl. Um, I'm coming to you today, again, once again, from beautiful New York City, except today it is a rainy day in New York City, so I'm actually indoors coming to you live because it's wet out, very, very wet outside. And the city has put out a flood advisory, which means that while we may not see the type of flooding that we saw a year or so ago in the subways with the water cascading down the stairs and into the system itself, you never know what's going to happen. What will happen uh, here in New York? It's the way it works. And once again, I'll try not to chew in your ear, but I am at lunch because it's the easiest time for me to do this because I'm seated in one place. I don't have all the distractions of a Saturday of my day. So, and if I'm in a public place, I also can't get up and run around like I normally do if I was recording this at home. Um, so much during the week has occurred, and especially when it comes to women's health. And as a female who, while growing up in the 60s, remember the news stories about the women who died from back alley abortions and wire coat hangers and the like. What the Supreme, what Justice Alito put out is really not just distressing but infuriating, um, backwards, ill-advised, but not surprising. This is something that the folks on the right, the so-called religious right, have been working on since Roe was handed down. Now they say this was not, you know, decided properly back in the 70s. But this also gives them leave to revisit such things as Griswold regarding birth control, Loving Virginia regarding interracial marriage, um, and virtually every advancement in civilized society that the United States of America has made since the mid 1800s. Um, and I'm going back there because that's exactly where they're looking at it. Now, yes, Alito did say that Brown v. Board of Education, which overturned Plessy, which was separate but equal. There are now folks on the right that want to overturn the idea of desegregating schools and resegregating, having black and brown kids in their own schools and white kids in their own schools. And that is where it has been going. People like to say that the South lost the war. They didn't. The South won. They won when they managed to get rid of Reconstruction V1. And they've been doing, and they've been like, running things ever since. If you take everything has been, and now what we were seeing is the deconstruction of Reconstruction version 2. And who's leading the charge? The Southerners, the Confederates, the people that think that, who believe that personal freedom is equal to governmental freedom from government. When you take a look at personal freedom, I'm going to go with mask mandate. People have a real issue with mask mandates. It impinges upon their personal freedom. Whereas they like to say, my body, my choice. And governmental freedom is abortion control. Your body, my choice. And they equate the two, and it's personal freedom is your decision to get a shot. Your personal freedom is whether or not you want to bathe. That's your personal freedom, not a governmental freedom. And that is what you need to understand. I love talking about a man named George Lakoff, who wrote a book called Don't Think of an Elephant, where you become obsessed with thinking about something you are asked not to think about. And he also wrote a book called Whose Freedom, where he discusses the differences between personal freedom and government, And so personal freedom to a Christian is the freedom to worship as he pleases. First, governmental freedom to him is the worship to please as I want you to believe. Like growing up as a non-Christian, I am a non-Christian. I get to have Christianity inflicted upon me everywhere I turn around. Everywhere. It's everywhere. And yet you have Christians saying, we're the victims here because we can't enforce our belief systems on you. I don't believe in X because of my religious beliefs, so I am imposing it on you. In Judaism, anything that threatens the life, abortion is a religious thing. Because if the fetus endangers the life of the mother comes first. I'll get it. And so we have, somebody's religious freedom to tell you can't, as opposed to a religious exemption saying it's a requirement. This fetus is going to kill me if I don't, And so you have those on the religious right that would rather see the mother die because, they really don't care. And all of these people that want to force women against their will to deliver children and then give them up for adoption, I'm going to say they're a bunch of fucking child traffickers. Hello, boomers. You're child trafficking. You're forcing people who can get pregnant to have their full term, force them into giving birth and then giving them up. You're trafficking in children. You are trafficking. You're child trafficking. So you want this factory to adoption pipeline. Don't you? Don't you get it? Yeah, I'm more than happy to go there because it's true. And if you don't see that, then you're willfully refusing to see it. See, I can guarantee you that the people who are saying, oh, just give the baby up for adoption, they won't adopt. Because they really don't care. They don't want poor women working. They don't want them to have any type of support for their children. They want rape and incest to be legal. So you have it. They want a uncivilized. They talk about these people as these people as barbarians. No, even barbarians have rules of conduct. They know right from wrong. They say incest is fine, even though it is prescribed in Scripture. I don't know of any religious belief that approve of incest, that says rape is okay, to punish, you know. Let's take a look at the rape of Dina. And what happened to the males of the kingdom of the prince who knew her. So it's, you have to understand that. Hi, cool. I'm in a business, and there's not much background noise, and I don't have the ability to downplay the background noise on this because Podme needs to have a ducking feature, so I can do that. My apologies for the background noise. And how are you doing today, Heiko? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Um, as I said, I'm coming from an indoor environment, and I am in a situation where I can't suppress the noise, unfortunately. Here. I'm doing well. It's a rainy day here in New York City, so usually my background noise is street noise because I like sitting outside, but right now I'm in an indoor environment, and so there is, yes, background noise. Because, as I was saying earlier, yeah, because I can't get up and run around because I'm so attention deficit that I have to be somewhere where I can't run around, so I leave where I am, my living space, and find somewhere to sit outside and do this because I can't get up and run around. Yes, it's actually my lunch hour. And so, I normally, when I'm not working, I have my live show goes on at like 6 o'clock in the evening on netrootsradio.com. So this is my live stream, and then this will get rebroadcast later this evening. And it makes, it's not the greatest, environment in the world, but usually I have some means of ducking the noise behind me. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Um, and it's also easier when I'm sitting outside to be a bit louder than I am right now, but because I'm in an enclosed environment, and I told the lovely folks at the counter that, hey, if you see me talk to myself, this is what I'm doing. Um, I, you know, New York's a great place when you're doing stuff like this because there are so many, yeah, and again, doing a show from a environment where there's background noise, it's not ideal, but it's, I'm looking at doing this on a Friday, changing my live stream from Saturdays to Fridays because then I'll be in a quieter environment and hopefully entertain you guys as much. But, and so, you know, to shift gears from where I was, just talking about how the religious right here in America is extremely dangerous, and it's getting more so because they now are going to try and impose their belief structure on the rest of America. Is really frightening for people that are not religious extremists, be they Christian or not Christian. But religious extremism in any flavor, in any garb, is distasteful and unwarranted and destructive. Fanaticism is never good, no matter what. And so, you know, more and shifting again, doing the shifting gears thing into something more fun. Is, you know, me and gaming. Oops, sorry. Just head butted the person behind me. Um, I'm not the greatest gamer in the world. My attention deficits are such that I really need to find like a video game that engages me and that captures my attention, like playing Candy Crush or Willy Wonka. I mean, I can play those games for hours, and they usually give me hours of multiple lives and stuff. And it's just like, ah, what nation in Africa are you living in? So yeah, just do some. Maybe I can tune my mic down a bit and headphones down. That might need some. And welcome to the show. I'm glad you like it. And again, I'd like to know what nation in Africa that you are residing. Oh, Somaliland. Okay. So are you oh, lovely. Whoop. Try that again. Hi there. How you doing, Heiko? Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, you're pronouncing correctly. How are you? The Roaring God.
That's me. That's the character I played at a Living History event out in California. She was a historical figure in England's first professional female thief.
Wow.
So here is my favorite question. What do you want to be when you grow up?
What do I do? Sorry, could you say that one more?
Yes. This is my favorite question. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I already grown up,
Oh,
and I'm an engineer.
oh,
So
awesome. Awesome. And you are doing what you wanted to
yeah,
be when you grew up.
yeah. When I was primary school, I wanted to be a pilot, but that dream never came true.
Well,
So my parents wanted me to be an engineer, and then they got the dream come true. So now
oh,
I'm a
good.
civil engineer, and and I love what I'm doing.
Well, then you're doing what you wanted to do what you wanted to be when you grow up. See, it's always if you love what you are doing, even if it wasn't what you thought you wanted to do when you were a kid, you're doing it. You're doing what you actually wanted to be doing. So as
Yeah,
long as you
absolutely.
love what you were doing, it's what you want to be doing. I am a big believer in when it becomes work, quit because it means you're not enjoying it anymore. Hi, Bunty.
Mm, yeah.
And,
Hello?
and how long? We've got another listener. How long have you been how long have you been working as a civil engineer?
Uh, 2 years and a half.
Oh, nice. And
Yeah, I just graduated 2 years ago. Yeah.
Mazel tov, congratulations. I know engineering
Thank
is
you
a
very
very,
much.
if and college is very difficult no matter what your field you're studying. You know, I,
Yeah.
I managed to actually fail theater. Do you know how difficult it
Sorry?
is? Do you know how difficult it is to fail theater?
Oh, yeah. I know.
You have to actually work at failing being a theater student.
Hmm. I'm gonna ask you the same question you've asking me.
what do, I am what I wanted to be since I was little. I am an actor. I do
Oh, really?
yeah, I do voiceover and voice acting, and I'm a professional audition submitter. So because I've tried work, actually I wanted to be a chemist, like my parents, but um, I am actually learning disabled in mathematics, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, and so my second love was performing. So
Wow.
um,
You have a career that everybody cannot have.
Yes, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am gainfully underemployed, which is how
Also,
it
it's Korea that
always
that
works when
can
you're
give you a choice.
when you're in the performing arts. You are always gainfully underemployed, no matter how much work you get. You always want more.
Mm, yeah, I understand. How long have you been actress?
I did my first show when I was 7 years old, which was like, and I'm 67 right now, so it's so it was
Wow,
like, yeah, so
very long time ago.
yeah, and my best story
Hmm.
is at my cousin's bar mitzvah. I got up and at the reception and sang, and I saw my grandmother in the back just like turning away and hiding like it runs in the family, because my mother was a big band singer, and I am related to a lot of very well-known comedians and actors who can do nothing for my career because they're all dead.
Mm,
But
mm,
like I'm related to the Three Stooges and the Marx Brothers, so um, that's where that goes.
mm.
So, and
It's my first time ever I got to talk to actress, so tonight's my
hey,
luckiest.
see, and I'm not even a famous
Yeah.
one either. I'm just some New York City, living, person pursuing their goals. Yes,
Wow,
and just as you are pursuing your goals. Do you work? What area of civil engineering are you working in?
Somaliland.
You're in Somaliland? Yeah,
Yeah, do you know?
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, so
That's
many
where I am
Americans
now.
think of Africa as a homogenous unit when it's not. That's why I
Mm,
was asking you what country you were from, because I knew that it's just not the continent. You know,
mm. Yeah, because of the Western
yeah. And
media that
that
lies about Africa.
well that and here in America, for the most part, geography is not taught. We're lucky if we know. People are lucky if they know where one state is located, as opposed, oh, where's Idaho? Isn't that?
Really?
Yeah, we only. A lot of Americans only know where some places when there's a war. Like now, everybody knows where Ukraine is because of the war. It's just
Yeah.
that's how. It's just how the American education system has declined over the decades.
I was watching a social experiment in America. They were asking the people, is Africa a continent or a country? So they were confused. They didn't know it's a
Yeah,
continent on Africa.
exactly.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, absolutely.
it's like when we think of South America as being a continent, but yet because we don't have that, and even over the decades are being taught about civics and how what our responsibilities as Americans are with voting and
Hmm.
understanding, what the laws are and all of this, that we have all of this ridiculous, this nonsense regarding what our Constitution says and what laws are. We just don't know. Like, for example, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene believes she was acquitted because the judge said, yeah, she can of a crime because the judge said, yeah, she can run for reelection. She thought she was on trial because she doesn't understand civics.
Mm.
She doesn't understand. I mean, I know people
Yeah.
who have emigrated from Africa, from Ghana, who are better versed in
Yeah.
America in the Constitution than people who are born here. And if Americans had to take the citizenship
Really?
test, they would probably fail it.
Mm. Here in Africa, we think America is the opportunity, land of opportunity. That's what we're thinking here. So many people they're trying to immigrate to America or Europe. I don't know.
It is a land of
It's just a
opportunity.
stereotype, maybe. Hmm. Is it?
It is a land of opportunity. In my opinion, no matter where you are, you have that opportunity.
Hmm.
there is the
Mhm.
American
So you would
mythos.
start from America.
Yes, my father was actually from the Netherlands.
Uh-huh.
My mother was born here, but our roots.
They're from the Netherlands.
Yeah, my father was from The Hague,
Uh-huh.
and my mother was from
And your
Chicago,
mother?
Illinois.
Wow.
But with the exception
Fantastic.
of the indigenous people here, everybody emigrated from somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I think many years ago, America was a place that no one were living.
Yeah,
Many, many, many years ago. I mean,
yeah,
so yeah. And then the people they start to discover there, and then try to move. Now it's in America.
yeah. I mean, the hard, the hardest thing for immigrants is finding that support network
Mhm.
no matter where you emigrate to, no matter where uh, you finding your community that can support you in pursuing your opportunity and pursuing your dream.
Mhm. Now, my favorite question to you
Okay.
that I used to ask all the people, the grown people. So, how do you define life since you lived long?
How do I define life?
Yeah.
That's an excellent question. Um,
Thank you.
because there's so many ways to answer it. Life to me
Yeah.
is being around people
Mhm.
who are supportive, compassionate, empathetic, active,
Mhm.
like to be outside and enjoying themselves.
Wow.
Life is to me is about how I treat others, to have that and have that same amount of respect returned to me.
Mhm.
If I can, of having somebody, of being able to help somebody if I can,
Uh huh.
you know, um, to me that's life. It's that exchange of humanity.
Wow.
I like to believe that if we were created in God's image, after His
Mhm.
likeness, then we
Mhm.
are by design a compassionate people, creation.
Mhm. Mhm.
Even though we have a temper and we can be judgmental,
Uh huh.
and which is a normal thing because in order to be safe, you have to make judgments.
Mhm.
You have to make
Mhm.
judgments about, is this a safe thing to do? Is that a safe thing to do? You have to make judgments about your safety regarding um, people based on their personality and their behavior rather than their appearance.
Mhm.
I am a firm believer, and I strive to make it happen, to live the words of the late Dr. Martin Luther King, which is to judge somebody by the content of their character. Who are they as
Wow.
a human being?
That's matter.
Because to me, that is what is more important. I don't, if you just judge somebody on looks, then that way lies disaster, and we cannot do
Mhm.
that.
Mm. That's wonderful. What are the things that you don't like us to do?
What I don't like to do, clean my house.
What are
Clean,
the things? No. What are the things? Sorry, sorry. It's because of I'm not native in English. What are the things that you don't like us to do? Because we are growing up, we are trying to figure out life. I'm just 26 years old, so I'm striving I'm gonna get a partner which is honest.
Well,
So what are things that you don't like us to do
that I don't like,
because of
you know,
the younger generation? What do you don't like them to do?
what I don't like, is that let's go for the compassion thing, and we can go with with what's happening right now with masks and all of that. Is the
Mm-hmm.
smallest selfishness to people that will not wear a mask, in spite of somebody saying,
Mm-hmm.
"Please put one on. I have a compromised immune system." They say, "I don't care." I don't like that type of selfishness where it's only about that person and not about the larger community. I was having this discussion with a coworker, and it's about people who will not vaccinate their children, who would love, we have like I grew up with mumps, measles, chickenpox, and all of that. I had them all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wish them on anybody. And yet we
Mm-hmm.
have millennial parents saying who grew up disease free, wanting their children to have these childhood diseases and not caring if they go to school and give them to a child, transmit it to a child with a compromised immune system because it's not their problem and that child should stay home, not their child. Um, I don't like that type of behavior. I don't like bigoted behavior. I don't like hearing people using slurs towards other people. Not it's not helping anything. You're just showing yourself to be a poorly mannered individual, who learned from their parents. Hatred is a learned behavior.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true.
That is what makes me angry is hatred. And
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't matter to whom the hatred is directed towards,
Mm. Got it.
and
It's a
how
wonderful.
it's directed. I've been the
Mm.
victim of Jew hate, both verbally and physically,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that it was learned behavior. This is what these people were taught by their parents, and their parents were taught
Yeah,
this,
by
and
their
that's what it.
parents, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and there is a difference between being taught, generationally, and just having it, hatred being an experiential thing. Because the
Okay.
experiential can be overcome.
Mm.
If
I
so, if
understand.
somebody hates you because somebody that looks like you or has the same ethnic background like you did something very bad to them, then that's an experiential thing, and that can be overcome.
Mm. I understand. That's a wonderful question. You know, I always love to learn from others. I always love to ask the people and get new things. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's always I love to ask the people. Yeah,
and
that's what I do normally.
yeah, and conversations like
I love to
this,
meet new people.
and conversations like this is how people learn and
Yeah,
grow and progress.
yeah, yeah.
Because go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Because you were saying because I interrupted. Sorry.
I was going to say because we spend so much time yelling and screaming at each other and not hearing what each other is saying today. I mean, and that just seems how it goes. At least here in America, we have a lot of yelling and screaming, and nothing ever gets said or done.
Mm, I understand. Yeah, that's very true. Especially, I also love to know cultural differences. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Also, is something better for us. Something better for my. How can I say this? My multicultural mind.
yeah.
Yeah. So you've been to outside of America?
Yes, I have. I mean, it hasn't been further than Mexico, but yes, I have traveled outside the United States. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I want to do more traveling. I want to visit my family in the Netherlands and everywhere
Mm-hmm.
else where they reside if they want to see if they want to meet another
Ancestor.
one of their American cousins
Oh,
because
that's
my other
wonderful.
the rest of my family was able to do the grand tour of the continent, and I didn't get to go with them, so I'm not happy. But they met the family in all the countries that we have family in, England,
Mm-hmm.
Netherlands, and the Middle East. So it was, so I would love to do that because I would love. I've talked with my family, over the internet, but I would like to meet them face to face, and travel to and travel and go to places I have never been before and see people I have never met before, and just do all of that because it's the best way
Wow.
to evolve,
Mm.
you know,
Mm. Yes, absolutely.
and to understand other cultures and people,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I love to get a new culture.
and
Know about new culture. Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah,
What's the best advice that you would like to give younger generation like me, though you got a life experience?
I think I was saying it, just you know, treat if you want, it's basically, the golden rule, do not do that which is hateful. If you want to be treated with respect, you have to give others respect. You have to treat others
Mm-hmm.
the way you want to be treated. It's that whole thing of what goes around comes around. You treat
Mm-hmm.
people well, they will treat you well. If
Mm-hmm.
people don't treat you well, then,
Mm-hmm.
the whole, even though I'm Jewish, I understand the concept of turning the other cheek. And what's
Mm-hmm.
being said there is you give somebody who was wronged you a second chance.
Mhm. Are you Jewish?
Yes. You give somebody a second.
Jewish believer?
Yes.
Wow. And I'm a Muslim.
So what? So what?
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It truly doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't
That's why I'm
matter.
talking about extremism. It's the
Wow.
extremists that make your life and my life,
I love
horrendous.
that.
You know,
Wow. I love that. Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
it's that very simple thing that it's the extremists in no matter how they garb themselves, whether it's political, ethnic, religious, they're the
Absolutely.
ones that make your life and my life a horror show.
Wow. That's wonderful. Mm. That's
And
an
the way
amazing
you
thing.
interrupt a horror show is by not caving into those extremes. And
I think Jewish and a Muslim are very similar compared to other religions in the world.
yeah, I mean, I think, what I have discovered is, is that between all the religious beliefs, and that goes for the non-Abrahamic ones, is that the core values are the same.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's just
I don't know.
how we get to that core is different.
I don't know. It was. I think before I joined, you were saying no religion say rape is good. Was that you?
Yes, it's not. I don't know of any belief system that says that, oh, this is a good thing. We should do this.
No, no, no.
I mean,
Even I don't
not
know
not not even the
any
Greeks.
religion
Not
pray.
even in Greek mythology was it considered a good thing. I mean, look what if you read the mythology of the Greeks. Yeah, Zeus couldn't keep it in his toga or his chitin, but there was always
Mm-hmm,
repercussions, at least for the female object
mm-hmm,
of his wanton desires. You know, or the progeny of such, like Heracles, but even and a lot of Western attitudes are actually stemming from the Athenian idea of womanhood that they would,
wow.
and it's laid out in a uh, comedy called the Thesmophoriae, where the women of Athens, it's a women's festival, where they all sit in judgment of the men, and they're bringing Euripides up on charges for his his misogyny. And Euripides' servant disguises himself as a woman, goes in and stands up to defend him, and puts out everything that Greek Athenian males believe about women. This is why we say, oh, he's got your eyes, because they believed that women would have sex with any male that came by.
Wow.
That Athenian women were that promiscuous. That's where he's got your eyes, he's got your nose. That was the assurance of paternity.
I understand.
And it keeps going down. Yeah.
Are you a radio presenter?
Actually, no. I have this show, and I've got another. I do this, and then I spend the rest of my time submitting self-tape, submitting auditions for work, and
Wow.
yeah. But this is what I do to keep myself.
I just saw Netroots Radio.
Netrootsradio.com. Yes, it's progressive radio live stream, and I live stream. As I said, this will be rebroadcast later today at 6 p.m. Eastern time here in America. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what the universal time is on that. And then I do a live late night Twitch and Facebook live stream and an audio stream with a friend of mine from Prince Edward Island, Canada.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
And how long have you been using this app?
I just started using it because it just seemed that I was having another using another platform, and if called Spreaker. And what I like about Spreaker is that I can actually mute the background noise. I wish that if these
can you write that name?
Spreaker, Spreaker.
Sorry.
Spreaker.
Could you say that?
Spreaker. S as in Sam, P as in Paul, R as in Robert, A as in Africa. Oops, excuse me. E as in Edward. A as in Africa. K as in
Spirit?
Spreak. It's like speaker, but there's an R after the P.
Spreak.
Spreaker. Add an E and an R after that. Yeah.
Could you write it down? Sorry. I'm confused.
So am I. Story of my life.
Oh. Could you, please?
There it is.
Wow, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And both of these platforms have really things that I really like about them. But I wish that they would, that somebody would merge them, because I really would like the ducking feature on this. I like that Spreaker has. I love the interactive feature that Podbean has. I love this.
Wow.
Because
I think I'm using about a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using Podbean about a week, and I think it's wonderful because of it brings new people together here. And that's wonderful.
Yeah. So
because I'm talking to you tonight because of Podbean.
Yeah. That's why I said I like this. I love this interactive feature, because I'm always better. Everybody is always better when they can have an actual conversation, a back and forth. And I always find this, I just respect those folks who can go on solo for an hour.
Yeah.
I really respect.
Now we're gonna live in it.
Yes, I have a small person over here, agreeing with me.
Oh yeah. Who's that child?
That child belongs to the
the mom is sitting opposite me.
Oh,
No. And on that small person's note, I am going to say goodbye because I need to get back to what I was doing as my day job because my lunch is about over. So
oh, really? What's
thank
the
you.
time there now?
It is 3 o'clock Eastern time, Eastern Daylight Time, in America.
Uh,
And so
wow,
thank you very much for
it's very
calling in.
different.
And have I been pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay. I also try and make it a point to correctly pronounce someone's name because that too is a sign of respect.
Wow. Yes.
You know,
The roaring girl. Here in Africa, roaring is like when the lion is screaming.
yes. In this case, it refers to fighting unfairly.
Oh.
So, and again, thank you very much for talking with me, Heiko. This was wonderful.
It's been pleasure for me talking to you, and I've
And
learned from you a lot.
a happy Ramadan and an Eid al-Fitr, if I've been pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah, Ramadan now is over, and I will go on normal days.
Yay, you can eat during the day.
Yeah, now yes, it's
Which I
over.
suppose is better than
About
having to eat crackers for a week.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
Well,
you take care of yourselves and your family. And again, thank you very much for speaking with me. As
I wish you all the
as we
best.
say, it's only a minor change in pronunciation. Shalom Aleichem, my friend.
Wow, wa alaikum salam.
Take care. And
Oh, okay,
you take care.
okay. Same to you, same to you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. And to you and
Bye.
your family. Bye-bye.
Okay, same to you. Bye bye.
And on that note, I want to thank everybody who listened in. Again, this is a call-in show, so, I'll see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Love to have a conversation with everybody. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. Stay dry for those of you that are hanging out in the rain.